Yo, at this point, it's just getting embarrassing. But we back. Throw a like on the video. The first person in here was Kenya B. Shout out to Kenya B. What's up, Ego? Salute. Shout out to Kenya B. Um, Boots can't catch a break with that stolen belt. Oh man. Nah, listen. I'm about to catch a body again. Y'all know how I do on these live streams. Mr. Catch a Body TV. I'm about to catch a body. Don't try switching up now. Y'all said I was wrong, and I'm looking oh so right. Don't switch up now. Keep that same energy. I'll be 10 toes down, giving you guys these videos, dropping the content, letting you know what's on my mind. Don't try to switch up now when it looks like there's no way to go, there's nowhere to run. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Hold on, tunnel vision been killing. I see your comments. Shout out to the Brody. Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is on point. That's why I say you got to join Ego's army. These other dudes is clowns. Ego's army, the almighty, all knowing. Tunnel vision says Jaron Ennis is Demetrius Andre 2.0, which is exactly what I said. See, if you pay attention long enough, you're going to learn something over here. Listen, they say if you hang out at a barber shop long enough, you're going to eventually get a haircut. The time is now. Shakur's Demetrius 3.0, shaking my head. What happened to that turkey money? Man, we going to get into it. We going to get into it. But your boy Ego's still undefeated. And still. Hold on. Shout out to Connor Morgan. All I ask for is a fair shake, a fair trial. When I say these things, I don't care if they're popular. I don't care if people agree. I know in my heart what I'm saying is true, and I believe it. And we're going to ride that ship. My man Connor, he lets you know what it is. Gotta say, as a new viewer, Ego was right in the Boots plot since I started. I try to tell you, you guys said I was wrong. So now we coming back with the heat. So in case you didn't catch my earlier video, Eddie Hearn dropped double. They had a purse bid for Jaron Ennis versus Karen Daisy Dukian or whatever, whatever the dude's name is, Chukasin, Chukadanian, right? And that's because Eddie Hearn did all these interviews trying to plead with the media that he made all these offers for unifications, but none of them went down. So that free negotiation period ended, and Boots had already been ordered to fight Karen. Since they hadn't negotiated with Karen and the unifications fell flat, you still got your responsibilities to fight your mandatory. Karen's worked himself back up to IBF rankings. Unfortunately for Boots, that's his mandatory, right? So because they exhausted all free negotiation periods trying to get a unification, which would trump the need for fighting your mandatory, since you couldn't pull it off, they went to purse bid. That purse bid just happened. Eddie Hearn lost. Mm-mm-mm. So that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video. How you lose, how you get fired on your day off, bro. How do you lose a purse bid to some unknown German promotion? I need answers. Do you understand how bad this looks for Boots? We need the I told you so shirts. I know because I keep telling y'all. Some of y'all don't want to listen to me, but you have no choice. That's why they keep coming back. Even the haters come back to the haters be coming back because they know the information is good. It's like I'm Frank Lucas of boxing. When you got Blue Magic, name brand like Pepsi, I guarantee it my dollar, huh? Yeah, when you an American gangster, when you Frank Lucas minus the mink, you feel me? They got no choice to come back because this boxing talk, I spit Blue Magic. Yeah. I told you Jaron Boots Ennis, he was signing to Eddie Hearn. I didn't understand the vision, huh? That's what I told you. I said, I don't see the vision. You guys are like, oh, Eddie Hearn, this is the right move. Rematch room. They're going to take care of Boots. They're going to keep him active. Active versus who? Y'all some bums. I'm the best. Y'all some bums. Yeah, they're like, oh, Ego, why you talking to us like that? Because y'all some bums. And I'm not talking to Ego's army. I'm talking to the bums. Every time I do a video, the bums say, Ego, you don't know what you're talking about. I disagree with you. But then when these moments present themselves, the bums never show up. I ain't never listening to y'all bums. You bums that keep saying boxing ego ain't it and you're wrong and I disagree. I'm not listening to y'all. I never did. But I for sure ain't because everything y'all say is wrong. You listen to what I say in my video. And the thing I love so much about being on YouTube and being an online content creator is live by the sword, die by the sword. Everything that I put out is online. So there's a whole treasure trove and a whole library of whatever I said, good, bad, indifferent, whether I was right, whether I was wrong, it all is available. So you don't have to take my word for it because there's a lot of people that are fake in this boxing game. So what they do is they won't they won't stand for nothing, no backbone. They won't take any risks. They'll say the popular opinion, even if it's not true. And then once that opinion is proven wrong, then they'll switch to the side, shapeshifters. That's why I call them shapeshifters. They'll switch to the side that is correct and say, "Hey, man, I told you guys. You didn't tell us. Boxing Ego told y'all." Y'all said the Boots moving to Eddie Hearn in Matchroom was gonna be like his career was gonna go up a level by doing this. Shakur only got 2 fights, right? You think it might be to expand his name? Just a question. Bro, how he gonna expand his name fighting on Thursdays and fighting on 2 p.m. Bro, you guys just say stuff. Like, listen, my channel is for advanced watchers and people who want to learn. You guys ask me questions and then you can answer your own questions. Okay, now you're saying nah boots. Okay, how is he going to get his name expanded fighting in Germany at some weird time as a black American fighter? Where I don't see the vision. Y'all ask me questions like you don't know the answer for it. But if you sound out what you're saying, you could probably reason with it. This is a L for Eddie Hearn. It's a L for Boots and Bozy and is that's just the facts. He's a good fighter, but these moves ain't it. What does fighting Karen is the pits. Like nobody even wants to see the fight. That's for starters. Now you're faced with a cool you got a dilemma. You're in a conundrum. You gotta fight Karen, and then Karen's promoter has the rights to the fight, so they can put it wherever they want as long as they pay their deposits and follow the parameters. and put it on by a certain date, they Gucci. So that's option A. Option B is do something you said you didn't want to do, which is go to 154 right now because your promoter can't get none of the fights done for you, and fight at 54 and vacate your belt. Trash. These are bad options. These are bad options. That's why I told you, you guys didn't want to listen to me. There's the big picture and then there's short-sightedness. Short-sightedness seems like a shortcut. It seems like the win. It's like in life, I think most people, unless you have like something like some learning disability or whatnot, right? Um, we know the difference between right and wrong, right? That being said, you can do what's right and what you know is right, or you can do the instant gratification, whatever that move is. So if you're trying to lose weight, instant gratification, say, eat this tub of ice cream, order this pizza when your goal is to lose weight. You know, by ordering a large pizza and doming it to the face, eating it to the face, and eating a gallon of ice cream to yourself and 2 liter soda, you know that's not going to get you closer to your real goal. See, I try to give you guys life lessons so you guys can do whatever you want with it. But there's a lot of people who say they have goals. You don't really have goals if you're not willing to make sacrifices. If you say you want to lose weight, you're not eating the foods that are necessary for you, for your body type, your phenotype to lose weight. So you're capped. You just want to talk about it, right? That's the reality of you have to, as a especially as a man. I can't really tell you how to be a woman because I'm not one, but I can tell you how to be a man. If you're a man and you can't even do what you say in your head or say out your mouth, you're weak. You're a beta male. You need help. You can't even do what imagine for anybody, man or woman, but I can again, I'm a man, so I can only talk the masculine experience. If you say oh, I'm not gonna eat fast food this week, and then you can't do it, you're weak. You need help. You need to figure out what's going on, why you can't do this thing. Oh, I'm gonna get up 2 times this week at 6 a.m. and you can't do it, you're weak. You're weak. So I don't judge a man by what they say, I judge by their actions. Boots said he wanted undefeated or whatever, undisputed and unifications and big fights. This is what his fans said. You're not getting that right now, at least. And it's not even a year, and the moves look terrible. You've been off Showtime less than a year, and your first 2 moves are not power moves. They look terrible. They look horrible. They look trash. That's just the reality. And then you guys want me to tap dance and lie and deceit and play games and sugarcoat. Don't watch my channel. I don't know what else to be and I don't know what else to tell you. And especially when I've been telling you the same thing and you guys said I was a liar, then I'm for sure not sugarcoating it because now this is my victory lap. I'm Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. It's the victory lap because y'all said I didn't know what I was talking about. When the day, if you go, whatever day he boot signed to Rematch Room and Eddie Hearn, the day I put out content was the day it was announced, right? And I told you I had serious concerns about what this means for Boots' future. You finally became a free agent, and instead of locking it in with PBC, you've been on their cards and you had already been working with Espinoza, shout out to Steven Espinoza, you had already been working with that side pretty closely, pretty intently, right? So Cameron Duncan passed away, rest in peace, breach of contract, whatever. You became a free agent, and then you cut turf and team up with Turkey and Eddie Hearn, who have zero history in the sport of boxing of ever producing an American star and building them from the ground up. They have 0 top 5 live gates of all time in boxing in America. 0. Goose egg. You dummies. What do I gotta say in Spanish? Settle. They have settle, aka 0 American stars that they've built from the ground up. Not like, oh, we started working with, and Canelo's not American, by the way, but I'm not talking about a Canelo type person where Canelo was already popping before he even did one fight with Eddie Hearn. PBC, Showtime, and Golden Boy, they had Canelo right before he ever started doing Eddie Hearn cards. And when he did Eddie Hearn cards, the cards sucked. His cars have been bigger events back with PBC, like K LaPlante, like Berlanga. They've been better than Avni Pilgrim and all these others. So you guys, you want to like who you want to like, and you get mad when a person like me got 2 pairs. Listen, I got not 2 pairs, that would be 4. Got a pair. I got 2 nuts. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I got 2 nuts and I use them. People in boxing are cowards. I don't know if they're getting paid off. They cowards to me. They coward. They don't have no daring opinions. They don't have no real breakdowns. Some of them don't even have knowledge of boxing. And then when I say these things, y'all be on the muff that been here that started this digital boxing, right? Because back when I started, Muff was still buying magazines and still like turning to like ESPN and like bigger entity. Now everybody want to be a YouTuber. I started this mother boxing in the digital age. I'm a pioneer in the game, whether you like that or not. And then y'all acting like I don't know the business. That's why we gonna keep getting this money, and y'all gonna pay. You better hope and pray I get everything wrong from here on out. Other than that, you all gotta pay. I'm gonna make y'all pay. I'm gonna make it personal. I'm gonna make y'all pay. Y'all bums. Shout out to Kamal. Bob Arum lost a. Hey, I like Kamal Oz. He's so petty, and I'm petty. So it's like you get double petty. He said Bob Arum lost Janabek's purse bid too. I seen that, bro. But Bob Arum, he lost his purse bid by $1,000. That's ridiculous. Bob Arum spent 1,000 on some tree. You know, Bob Arum liked to smoke weed. He didn't want to come up off that 1,000. That man got a zip or something. I don't know how you lose a purse bid, bro. We had back to back for the purse bid heads. They had back to back purse bid failures. But I will say this: Bob Arum's losing Janabek or whatever, that's not as bad as Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn lost the purse bid for his biggest American signing of all time. That's bad. This man lost the ultimate purse bid. And y'all said this was a good move. Where the good move at? I don't understand the play. I don't understand the vision. I just told you, Boots got like 2 choices. Fight Karen under the jurisdiction of this other promoter. So if they want to put the fight in Germany, which is what they're saying, or if they want to they're in control of the show if he participates it. If not, that belt, give it up. Give it up. Give up that belt. And then Karen, by default, will get an opportunity at the belt with the highest ranking person. And then Boots will be beltless at 47, or likely he would have to move to 54. This is what you told me that Boots needed to sign the rematch room for, is to give up his belt that he just got through the email. Hey, y'all trash. Like, bro, I'm going to make this hurt so bad. Bro, listen to me. This Boots is a great fighter. You know, I've been following his career, but this is just like this is looking like Crawford. You know how I say bad business Bud? It's looking like bad business Boots now because you couldn't get the Crawford fight. He moved up to 54, became a champion again. he got stripped of the IBF, but it didn't matter because Crawford got rid of all of his belts. So you became the IBF champion not by beating the champion Crawford, but by the email system, by technicality, like all the welterweights right now. Barrios, all of them are kind of like got the belt from being elevated and email belts and stuff like that. So this is not good for building a fighter. Nobody in the welterweight division beat the hell out of a champion to become a champion. That's one thing. Two, you just got that IBF belt. You have one title defense against the late replacement, David Avocado. David Avocado. You don't even beat him necessarily better than Crawford did, I wouldn't say, because Crawford, he knocked him out unconscious pretty much in the middle of the ring. Boots, he was like putting a beating on him, and then the guy, it ended like kind of like the NOA fight this morning, kind of anticlimactic. So you fought a late replacement that no one really wanted you to see. This is what Eddie Hearn did for you, which was um David Avocado. You didn't necessarily beat him more impressive, in my opinion, than Terrence Crawford. That's your title defense. And then you couldn't get a unification done, or you and your team. And then now you either have to fight Karen on Karen's promotions terms, or you vacate the belt. What type of run is that at welterweight? That is not good. So you went from fighting 140 pounders, Sergey Lipinets and Thomas Delorme, to the best name probably being Villa. That's my best to this point. That's Boots' best win and best fight. To one title defense against a guy one fight removed from getting his brains knocked out by Terrence Crawford. That's your own. That's all you've done at welterweight. So if you end it right now and just say I'm vacating and going to 54, you really didn't do at 147. So now you would enter 154 with no belts, beltless Boots. Everybody else has a head start over you. And then, like, Virgil Ortiz already moved up to division. He already got it cracking with a ranked guy for the WBC interim, Boachuk. So he got a head start. Terrence Crawford already fought Madrimov, so he got a head start. Errol Spence hasn't fought at the 54, but they're talking about him and Fundora. Fundura's been at the division, so he got a head start. He got good names like Lubin and Jorge Cota and Tim Tszyu that he's fought. And then Tim Tszyu, it was announced he's fighting Murtazaev in Florida, so he's fighting for a title. So again, what can Eddie Hearn even produce for Boots at 154 if that's the play? See, I told you guys, it doesn't make sense to go against Boxingego. You are not smarter than me when it comes to this boxing because you're not thinking of the big picture. Ain't nobody who doesn't internalize, know all the facts, and think of the big picture. Ain't nobody finna beat me, bro. There's nobody that can outmatch me and outwit me. It's not going to happen. I've already thought of these things. Eddie Hearn doesn't have any top names at 47 or 154. The best that you can even get Boots, like with your own stable, is who? Connor Ben, maybe. And he on them eggs. He eating eggs Benedict, scrambled eggs with cheese. He eating hard boy. He eating all these eggs failing tests. So that's still not even a big fight to me, for real, for real. And Connor Ben, he can't. There's certain places you couldn't even put that, like the UK, because he's suspended. Charles Conwell versus Boots. Conwell's with Golden Boy. What are you talking about? They want me to be wrong. I am the best in this space that has ever lived. What don't you understand? You talking about Charles Conwell. He is not with Eddie Hearn. So let me get this straight. Charles Conwell just fought, just got a body shot knockout. I know my boxing. I'm the best in this space. What don't you understand? I said Eddie Hearn, who is the best name in his stable that he can make internally. That's the question. You talking about Charles Conwell, who's a golden boy fighter, and he's a great fighter, but he's on his way up. He's not like a household name. So what does that fight even do numbers wise? What does that do? Plus, Oscar doesn't even like Eddie Hearn. You see how this works? So why would Oscar risk Charles Conwell, regardless of if the fighter wants it? Eddie and Oscar have a contemptuous relationship. Why would they make that fight? And even if they did make that fight, what does that do since Charles Conwell's on the way up? See, you guys are fans. I'm the man. You guys are telling me fan perspective and oh yeah, this would be a good fight. A lot of these fights could be good from a hardcore boxing fan perspective, but they don't make no money, bruh. Eddie has Israel Madrimov. So, okay, what? Boots versus a guy who's no longer a champion that Crawford just beat coming off of a loss. You put that on pay-per-view? Oh my gosh. Like, bro, I just admitted y'all can't outthink me. So, okay, what do you do with that? Shout out to my man from Paris. Shout out to my man from Paris. Tao. What does that do? Madrimov has 11 fights, 12 fights, whatever. He's coming off a loss. I like the fight as a boxing head, but it's still not a big fight. Boots first fight at 54 versus a guy coming off a loss with 12 fights that Crawford just beat. So, let me get this straight. Boots' career is now fighting Terrence leftovers. That's what it's come to. Crawford knocks out David Avocado, then Boots fights him, right? Y'all talking about Madrimov. Okay, he just beat Madrimov for his belt. Now Boots fight him. So that's what that's what's gonna get you the big fights. If you Boots is just fighting everybody Crawford already beat. Y'all can't beat me, bro. I promise you, no one in this room is gonna outsmart me. I've already thought of all the options. The point I'm making is there's good fan friendly fights like Boachuk Virgil Ortiz. That was a fun fight for fans. It wasn't doing no numbers. That ain't no pay per view type of name. So I'm saying Boots is talented. How do you get him to be a crossover star? How does he become a crossover star? With what is your move to get that? Which is what I fear from him teaming up with Eddie Hearn to begin with. And y'all not showing me the play. Beating Karen again in Germany, that ain't gonna make him a star. Fighting Conwell, which I don't even know if the fight would get made, or Madrimov off a loss, that's not gonna make him a star. That's gonna show like diehard boxing fans, okay, he could beat this, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, what's the play? What's the move? If you lost the purse bid, what's like honestly, what's the move for Boots' career right now? Vacate or stay and fight Karen? I don't like those odds. It just doesn't look that appealing to me. Yo, Ego, did Canelo financially drain Matchroom, which is why Hearn's money is so funny? I don't know. You gotta ask them that. That's on them. I don't know. All I know is as a fan, the it is looking grim. Fantastic Four is looking Ben grim. It's looking grim out this, and that's the reality of it. You guys said it was on the greener pastures. See, what boxing reminds me of, it reminds me of men, like men in a relationship. You can have a solid down chick and she cooks, she's good in bed, she's a looker, she's intelligent, and she has a good head on her shoulders. She would be a good mom, all that stuff. Dudes be so stupid where you'll cheat on her and she's a great girl. She's holding you down when you at your lowest, and then you cheat on her with some chick, and then she leaves you because she find out about it, and then now you stuck with the girl you cheated, the side piece chick, and it's cool for a fling, but the side piece don't got the long term qualities that the main had that you was living with. So you would have been better off keeping the main chick, instead of betraying her trust for this other girl. And she has body, but she's dumb. She's good in bed, but you wouldn't want her to raise your kids because she a bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the choices. People make choices like impulsively, right? And they do it for the here and now. Same thing with boxers and these boxers. Oh, I'm making 500K more per fight. Yeah. And then you sign a deal, but then it takes you off the star path that you could have been on if you played the long game. This generation is washed, bro. They don't know what they talking about. I have a famous quote that I created. If you ever hear anyone say it, they got it from me because I've been saying this for years and nobody else was saying it when I was saying it. Everybody wants to be Money Mayweather without going through the pretty boy Floyd stages. That's what you're seeing. Like Boots, all right, let me get with Eddie Hearn and Turkey. They got all the money. Do they? All that's gold, all that's glittered is not gold. You're making more money per fight, I'm sure. That's probably how Eddie Hearn lured you in, but then now he don't want to pay none of your opponents. So you in a worse position. I would have rather signed to PBC, probably made less money because PBC, they're not going to do foolish business like that. They're not going to just like overpay you overpay you and let you run the numbers up and they're not getting no ROI. So you'll probably make less money up front, but then once they build you into the star, i.e. Gervonta Davis, i.e. Errol Spence, i.e. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God, to this day, to this day. And then now you're a Charlo. We could do something with you. The world got a taste of Jermell and Jamal Charlo. Pause. Right now that you're in David Benavidez, now that you're an established brand because it took some time, Floyd Mayweather. Now you're making more money than you can count. But people don't want to go through that early stages. They want to get a job and be the CEO, but then if you look at other companies, the CEO was the person when it wasn't a Fortune 500 company, Steve Jobs was investing all that he had in Apple, in Steve Wozniak. You see what I'm saying? You guys want shortcuts. A lot of y'all want shortcuts. If you're really an entrepreneur, you invest everything that you can, and then over time it becomes worth it. Do you honestly think that Boxingego, when I first started YouTube, you don't make no money, bro? I'm the king of YouTube in boxing, YouTube boxing. When you first start, you do not make no money. No one knows you. They don't know to come to your channel. Here's an example. When you first start on YouTube, your videos don't even get classified. Like when I first started, if you search Boxing Ego, it didn't even pull up my videos. It just pulled up random boxing things. It'd be like random clips of Floyd Mayweather and stuff. You couldn't even get to my channel by typing in my name when I first started. However, after years of doing this and being the Kobe Bryant of my generation, the Nipsey Hussle of my generation, the Tupac Shakur, the Bruce Lee of my generation in this boxing game, now you type that Boxing Ego, it holds some weight. There's some channel authority. If you type Boxing Ego into you don't take my word for it. I guarantee you, because I've already run the test. Type Boxing Ego in the YouTube search, your search bar. I guarantee you it'll pull up my channel. but we worked for that. That didn't just wasn't gifted to me. So again, I don't believe in shortcuts. Everything I've done was from the ground up, ground zero. Boots wanted to get like lit real quick. You gotta take the long road, the scenic route. You're making more money, but it's at a cost. The more money is at a cost, people. What do I mean? Hey, get my likes up. I'm giving you life gems. I'm giving you boxing gems. Get my fucking likes up. Y'all some bums anyway to ever doubt me. I'm giving y'all all the gems, all the content. Get my likes up. So it comes at a cost. You're making more money per fight. A lot of these fights aren't really big. The promoter knows that they're not big. So now they want to penny pinch your opponent and lowball your opponent and offer your opponent peanuts because they already have to cash you out, which is what it probably took to lure you from another promoter, Top Rank or signing with PBC. So that's the trade-off. Now Boots, maybe he's comfortable with it. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. But now Boots, you're making more money per fight, but your promoter can't secure you no opponents that build your brand. You see how that works? And now it's too late because you in contract. You already in the contract, legally binding. You already made the jump. So now you got to serve that out. It's like a prison sentence. Think about a rapper and he signed some 360 deal. You got to give them the albums that you put on that contract. It's too late unless they did something illegal and you can find a way to weasel out of the contract. It's too late. You made your choice. But I'm telling you how this game works. You got Boots. He in a situation where it's like, yeah, okay, he getting overpaid. I ain't seen Deadpool Wolverine yet. I have been busy. I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, like yeah, let's pay Boots. I don't know his purse, but we'll just make up a number. He's getting 2 million pop, right? Whatever the number is. But now, since you getting 2 million, they not trying to pay Brian Norman Jr. They trying to give him like little pieces, and he already told you, he already explained. And when I explained it to you, you guys said I was wrong. Not looking at wrong, am I? You know what I mean? Told you this is how the business works. You guys said I was wrong, and Brian Norman and senior and junior were dumb, and you guys were like, oh, the father's messing up the career. No, you're just a broke baby. So anytime anybody flash any level of money, you'll do anything. Some of you guys will sell your own ass for $1 million. You be on the corner, toot it out. You understand what I'm saying to you, people, bro? If you've never made serious money before, and you don't have like integrity or vision long term, then there's no telling what some people would do for money. Y'all will be tooted. Y'all be on the track tooted for a fraction of that. So yeah, they be on the stroll. Shout out to Kenya B. Yeah, they be on the stroll. Like what's the HBO show? Hookers on the point. Hookers on the point. Yeah, y'all be hold on. Y'all be taxi cab confessions with it. Hookers on the point. I used to watch all that. Real Sex 14. Okay. I used to watch all them shows. We used to sneak and watch them shows because we was too young. You see what I'm saying? So of course you like, oh, I would have took it. Bro, you would have took $200 and some Skittles and some junior mints because you a bum. Hey, yo, don't tell me about no more of these bums. Bums gonna tell me about what they would have took. Of course, you would take it. You broke. You would have took it for a 10,000 and a chalupa from Taco Bell because you broke. Don't come on, man. Don't make me do it. Don't make me flex on y'all. Yeah, if you broke, you would take anything. But if you not broke, like I've worked so hard to the point where I can afford a nice meal. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to eat hot pockets. unless I wanted to eat a Hot Pocket. Y'all be like, "Man, I'll take the Hot Pocket." Yeah, because you broke. Of course you're gonna take the Hot Pocket if you broke. You're gonna take the oodles and noodles. You're gonna take the Tina's burritos that cost like 10 cents. You're gonna take all that because that's your level. Because you ain't got yourself like situated. Telling Brian Norman, "Oh man, I would have took it." Bro, you need to take a shower because some of y'all dirty. That's what y'all talk about what y'all would have took. Take a shower, you dirt bag. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm talking to you how I want to talk to you. Like Mike Tyson said. You guys swear you know the business. And I told you about the Brian Norman stuff. It was cap. It was cap. Y'all some dirt bags. Ever go against why you ever go against me? Can you? Why would bro? It's infuriating because I know this business. There's a couple things Boxingego know, and then one of them is boxing. I know women, money, the business. I know boxing. I know a couple things. I know music and movie. I know a couple things. But this one of them things. Bunch of dudes that don't brush their tongue. They talking about, oh, Brian Norman's stupid. I would have took it. You don't even brush your tongue. So I don't care what you talk. Bro, you got halitosis, all types of bacteria and mold all on your bro. I'm not listening to none of y'all. And it'd be like these dudes that don't brush their tongue. They be on Boxing Ego in the comments. Oh, Ego, I disagree. Oh, Ego, you're so wrong. I'm wrong, but you don't brush your tongue. You dirtbag. But I'm so wrong with everything I say. I know people catching strays. That's because they don't brush their tongue. That ain't my fault. Y'all be mad at me for speaking the truth. They not brushing their tongue, but they telling Brian Norman what type of money to take and saying Boxingego wrong. All right, you do it. If I'm wrong, this is YouTube. Anybody can start a YouTube. You put your boxing opinions up. See how many people follow you or even care what you even talking about. How come Boots and his team ain't paying nobody? Like, I, I was real good at math in my younger years, right? You got to look at common denominators, people. What's the common denominator? How is it that no matter the quality of the fight, some better, some worse, they falling apart? No matter the quality, no matter who they're with, who the promoter's with, no matter the specifics, they keep falling apart on that side over money. You got to look at that common denominator. Listen, look at the common denominator. Can you hear me? Everybody type common denominator in the comment section. Common denominator. I need some of y'all to type in the comment section so I keep shout out to Spo, my dude Spo. Okay. Shout out to Kenya. Shout out to D Acona. Y'all hate on us, you're gonna be a goner. Shout out to my boy Sura, Chicago, Garfield Park Boxing. Know about it. So, common denominator, Jaron Boots Ennis' team, Eddie Hearn in rematch room, and Turkey. That's the common denominators in this equation. Eddie Hearn says, oh, we reached out to Stanionis. Stanionis said, I ain't never get nothing. And then Eddie Hearn was like, try again. And he was like, all right, I talked to my promoter. They said the offer was so weak that they didn't even waste my time with it. So Stanionis ain't got nothing to do with Karen Chukadazian, and he ain't got nothing to do with Brian Norman. Different team. He in the wild card gym. They not in the same gym. These are not the same circles. And then the Stanionis fight over money did not get made for a unification. Eddie Hearn says another PBC fighter unification, Mario Barrios. I ain't seen Barrios just had a baby. Congratulations to the man. I ain't seen nothing about Barrios say he was in negotiation for Boots, and they made us a righteous offer. So likely Barrios was not going to be bothered because they have a better plan for him and the money wasn't worth it. Top Rank has Brian Norman, same thing. 500K or so gets the fight to not materialize. And then now you're losing a purse bid with someone completely different that's not with PBC, not with Top Rank, not in the same gym, and you lose that purse bid by 500K. Man, stop playing with me, bro. Common denominator. The common denominator is Eddie Hearn and rematch room. Period. I could understand if it was like Brian Norman only. Then maybe you have a case. You could be like, all right, the Normans just don't want it and they're ducking or whatever. Okay, so the Normans don't want it, Barrios don't want it, Stanio. These people have been fighting all my life, fighting all my life. Yeah. Nah. Right? They've been fighting all their life. They took challenges already. Like Barrios already fought Keith Thurman, who's more accomplished than Boots to this point, and he's already fought Gervonta Davis, who is more accomplished than Boots. Right? So Barrios wasn't afraid to fight Ugas, wasn't afraid to fight hard hitting Tank at 140, wasn't afraid to fight Thurman, wasn't afraid to fight Maidana's brother. But then when it comes to Boots, he's just such a phenom that Barrios is scared. Like you're not no, bro. I know Barrios. I've watched Barrios train. You got to make it make sense. Why the hell would you fight Keith Thurman in your first fight at welterweight? I believe coming off a loss to Tank. You gonna make a move like that, but then you're afraid to fight Boots, who shows a lot of potential, but he ain't really fought no one yet. That's just the reality of it. Same thing with Stanionis. Stanionis was down to fight Virgil Ortiz. It was Virgil Ortiz 2 of the 3 times that got the fight canceled because he kept getting sick. You dig? Brian Norman, he young. He sparred with Terrence Crawford. You know, he took on a challenge and fought Santillion, where Santillion had the crowd. Everybody's just scared, huh? Stop it. Bro, that's what I'm saying. The common denominator is the people that you looking at. And I told you that. It's just like, oh, now it becomes a scapegoat of why you couldn't get the fight done. Al Heyman for the mate, Barrios Pacquiao, most likely. Boots is the 2024 Boo Boo Andre, facts. Watch the deflection techniques from Eddie Hearns in corporate old media. They blame Jamal Charlo for Canelo, Saunders, and Bum Lovkin ducking Andre, but they were in-house fights. See, and that's the other thing. Shout out to Kamal Oz. Brilliant stuff. That's the other thing. Boots is not only not getting good outside fights, he's not getting good inside fights. I don't think he gets Madrimov next. I don't think he gets Boachuk next. You know, I could be wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see that happen. If they fight in November, I don't see it being either one of them. He's not getting Virgil Ortiz. So you can't even make the good in-house fights. You don't want to pay nobody, bro. It is what it is. You got Boots, and this is oh my gosh. Let's say it's a restaurant. If you open up a restaurant and then let's say you have the Wagyu steak and you put it in Crenshaw in the hood, or you put it in Compton in the hood, and then none of the other menu items are remotely as expensive as the Wagyu steak, right? If you're not in the right area, for one, you might not sell a lot of that most expensive steak because you in the hood. Everybody in the hood don't got Wagyu steak money. So they'll probably get the garlic noodles because they're affordable. You know what I mean? They'll get the little chicken Alfredo because it's affordable. So the reason I'm saying this restaurant analogy is This is why you don't you pick up Boots, Eddie Hearn, you pick up Boots and have to overpay him to lure him from the competition, but then you don't have nothing for him, and because he's taking up probably a good amount of your budget, he hasn't even been branded to the point where he's a cash cow yet. He did good in Philly with David Avocado, but that was the first fight that they probably had since Danny Garcia or something. You know what I mean? So the point I'm making is you can't have something you're almost like trying to hoard. You're taking on the responsibility, but then you don't have nothing to go with it, right? You're like, all right, we'll overpay him, but then now because we're trying to make a profit because it's a business, it's taking up so much of the budget that we can't afford to pay no opponent to the point where we're going to land the fights. So it's just a dumb proposition for real, because you can't get nothing done at that. Because here's the thing: people they're like, "Oh, Boots, he's so hard to beat. People are afraid to fight him." So if that's the case, you should know that is the case, and you have to be prepared that you have to come out of pocket for opponents. If somebody is looking like a big threat and they don't represent a lot of money, like Floyd Mayweather, Gervonta Davis, Canelo, Pacquiao, De La Hoya, then you have to be prepared to get people in the ring with them to compensate them. But instead, what we're getting from this pairing with Boots and Eddie Hearn, what we are getting is excuses. Nobody cares, bro. Either you're getting Boots the fights that push him to superstardom or you're not. And him leaving PBC, the PBC haters got gassed up and they were hyped. Yeah, he was never signed to PBC, but I'm saying he was fighting on PBC cards. He was aligned with that side, closer to that side, fighting on Showtime. And people attached him to PBC and considered him like honorary PBC member. So they were just happy that he was removed from that side to be on Eddie Hearn's side. So um they just got hyped for that. But now you're seeing they're not people were saying that him teaming up with Eddie Hearn, he was gonna get better looks. Oh, PBC didn't guarantee him any good fights. Okay, so what great fights has he got since Eddie Hearn? Because it's so far, it's off to a rocky start. Shanti Cobbins, did you see the $20 pay-per-view? Again, yes, I did see that. That's cap. Bro, listen, boxing fans are truly starting to disappoint me because not and I'm not saying this to you, Cobbins. I'm saying in general, a lot of people are falling for the okey doke in boxing. Turkey said he want to make the pay-per-views $15, $20. It's cap. It's cap. Period. I could prove it. Okay. I'll beat any man in this room in less than 60 seconds. If you want Ego Lead to prove it, I will prove it. Do you want me to prove that $20 is cap? If y'all want me to prove it, type prove it in the comment section. I don't even need that much time for it. I'll prove that that's cap. I'll prove right now in front of everybody that that's cap. Okay, Diacono, he said I should prove it. Shout out to Kidney B. You guys are falling for all types of cap, and it's so funny. Andre Noble, my dude, what's up? All right, I'm from the old school. For starters, to prove his cap, there's a saying: don't talk about it, be about it. If you truly want to do anything, you don't have to forewarn people. You don't have to tell people your intent. You just pull it. Like you pull the trigger. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to, oh, why do you have to put a tweet out that you want to reduce the price? Think, people. Think about what I say. I know I'm the best in the business and it's not even close, but think about what I just said. If anybody wants to do something and they genuinely want to do it, you don't have to proclaim it. You don't have to tell nobody. You just do it. For example, DAZN has had about 1,000 price hikes. They started off 14-day free trial. They got rid of it. Then the price was whatever, 7.99. Then it's like 9.99. And then that didn't work. Then it's like 19.99. Now it's 24.99 a month. Guess what? Each and every time that happened where DAZN had a price hike, they never told you about it. The only time they told you about it was when they were getting ready to actually launch and the prices was about to go up. That's when they didn't bring you in on the conversation like, "Hey, we're deciding if we should do this." All they did was just did it. They just said, "Starting January 1st, the zone will be 24.99 per month if you're on the monthly thing." So why would it be different to do a price reduction? If you want to take the price point down from $180 to $15, $20, you would just do it. So that shows me it's cap. Kamal says instead of overpaying Shakur for a stinker that no one wants, why not offer Brian Norman more money? I said the same thing. Shout out to Kamal. Turkey allegedly chose Joe COVID-19 and Zapata as opponents for the first two fights per boxing scene. I seen that. Bro, nobody wants to see Shakur versus the Corona dude. Joe Cordova. That's trash too. So that's one way to prove it. If you want to do something, you would just do it. You don't have to like announce it or nothing. Two, you can't mandate a price that everybody abides by, right? So how can Turkey make UFC make their price points $15, $20? Hmm? How are you gonna make PBC and bare knuckle boxing and WWE take their price points down to 50? So boxing fans are like zombies. Some of you, you don't think for yourself. It sounds good in theory. Oh yeah, Turkey's saving boxing. Oh yeah, the price $15. More people will buy it. You guys are cap. You guys are cap. Straight like that. Talking about he's saving boxing for an idea that has not been implemented. Corny. The other reason people are saying, "Oh, it's going to do 5x the amount of pay-per-views if the price drops." That's cap. ESPN came out with the app, and then they were when they first came out, it was like $4.99 a month, and I know people who still wasn't buying it. They were still illegally streaming. You guys are liars. You are a liar. Netflix, $13.99 a month, and people still password sharing because their girlfriend, their mama, or whoever got a Netflix account and they just siphoning off of that. That's why they recently started doing the password sharing crackdown. So you guys are liars. You guys are saying that if boxing does this $15, $20 price point, it's gonna automatically sell more. Again, ESPN was like $4.99, and some of you wasn't buying that for ESPN Plus. You got Netflix that's cheaper than 15 a month, and some people would rather share the password to their friend or use somebody else's password. I know girls that use their ex's password just because they got the login still. So that's cap. Um, Another reason I know that's cap is because if Turkey wants to take the price point down to $20, do it for UFC 306. Do it for that Sean O'Malley. Because people already have to decide between Canelo on PBC with Berlanga and Danny Garcia and UFC 306 with Sean O'Malley. Take that down to $20. I bet you they don't do that. I bet you they don't do that, Jack. If that's what I'm saying, don't talk about it, be about it. If you truly wanted to take pay-per-view down to $20, do it for UFC 306 in the Sphere to encourage people to buy your event over Canelo's event. I guarantee you they're not gonna take the price point down to 15, $20. So the fact that you're talking about it ain't sh politicians do that. They talk about something and then it don't happen. Donald Trump been talking about build a wall. Where that wall at? So don't tell me about nothing like that. So yeah, I don't believe no $20. You can't make everyone participate it. That's like someone telling me, "Oh, we're gonna do no super chats on live streams in boxing." I didn't agree to that. I'm keep the super chats on. I don't care what other channels is doing. Other channels, they don't want to do super chat. That's on them. It don't got to do with me. And you think PBC, who has Canelo they're working with, and Gervonta Davis, who can actually make money, you think they're gonna take their fights down to 15, $20? You dumb son of a do you understand? That's what I'm saying. You guys are just saying it because it sounds good. Furthermore, lastly, notice the people who complain about pay-per-views the most. If it's a fan, they like broke and illegally stream anything anyway. And if it's people in boxing, it's the people that don't have pay-per-view stars. Notice a pattern? The people who gripe and talk about lowering the price and getting rid of pay-per-view, it's always the people who don't have pay-per-view stars to begin with, or they don't have the fights that you could like. You couldn't put Shakur versus COVID-19 Joey or whatever his name is. You can't put that on pay-per-view. I mean, they are, but like you can't. It's gonna flop. Put it that way. It's gonna flop. Shakur versus Cordova, that's finna flop. I put that on dead homies that flop. Why in the holy would I pay for Shakur versus Cordova, but then I got ESPN Plus and I could watch the fight that I really want to see, Better Be of Beevil, Undisputed, which is actually a fight that matters in its division, and I could watch that inclusive in my ESPN Plus regular, like it's for the same amount I've been paying every month for ESPN Plus, which is reasonable to me. But I'm about to buy the pay-per-view for Shakur versus Cordinga. Bro, y'all stupid as a mother in this boxing game. I ain't going front. I gotta just tell y'all what it is. I can't beat around the bush. The boxing fans be stupid, bro. They just be, oh yeah, $15, man. This is a saving boxing. Sounds good. It ain't gonna happen, bro. And again, it's always people who don't have pay-per-view stars anyway. You gonna put Boots and Karen on pay-per-view. Double wood. Put Shakur Cordova in pay-per-view at 2 p.m. in Saudi Arabia. Double plastic. You know what I mean? You don't have no work. You don't have no work to even put on pay-per-view anyway. Right? Virgil Ortiz fought a dude with a brain aneurysm. Put that on pay-per-view. Double aluminum. Like you don't have this. It's not even an option. So of course you want to get rid of pay per view. Of course you want to reduce the price because you don't have nothing that you could even charge $80 for. What the are y'all telling me? That's like a YouTuber saying like, "Oh man, I don't even turn my monetization on." Yeah, because you don't make no money, so you just doing free video. That's on you. I make bread. So I ain't turning my money, bro. I hate that. You ever heard like some of YouTubers brag about I do all my videos for free. I don't even have monetization on. That's because you a broke bum. I wish I would turn my monetization off. Why would I do that when I make what I make and I pay all my bills? And why would I do it? Just do a bunch of free videos. Y'all stupid, bro. It's always the people who can't that try to build an excuse. Like it'd be like, who's fine? Like what celebrity? Who's the finest celebrity out right now? Yeah, they're going quadruple wood. Man, stop playing with me, bro. Who's fine? Sydney Sweeney? Y'all like Sydney Sweeney? Bro, it's like a dude talking about he got pimples. He looked like the son of Freddy Krueger. He got the pie face, and he talking about, man, oh, she's not my type. I wouldn't date her. She wouldn't date you. Bro, don't say Sydney Sweeney, you wouldn't date her, but you never would have a chance with her. You see what I'm saying? Bro, dudes be famous for turning down work that they never could get anyway. Talking about they like it be I'm trying to think of who's the finest female. I don't even know who's the finest out right now. Female celebrity. Who's a bad one? I need a good example. Who Megan? That robot? Are you talking about Meg the Stallion? Who you talking about? Tao, who you talking about? Who's the finest? Who's the baddest in the game right now? Tyler? Yeah, I have to tell you. Yeah, she do it. Da 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 da. Yeah. Ba 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 da, ba, ba. Yeah, that Tyler. Yeah, okay. So Tyler, somebody said Carucci. I ain't seen Carucci in a month of Sunday. I don't know where she at. Let's say Tyler or Meg Thee Stallion, whoever, right? You're like, oh, I wouldn't date her. Bro, you couldn't date her. She not interested. How about that? You see what I'm saying? Dudes be talking, shooting down stuff that they never could have anyway. That's the same thing with this pay per view. We should just get rid of pay per view, and I mean, it should cost $15. $15 for who? Bro, Tank ain't fighting for no month and $15. Bro, come on. Bro, why would you do that? Why would Tank fight for some $15? Why would Canelo fight for $15 pay-per-views? You recommending that because you don't got no pay-per-view person or fight to even put on there. Bro, put Crawford Madrimov on pay-per-view. We gonna see. We gonna see. Crawford Madrimov, if they would have put that on pay-per-view, it would have went triple plexiglass. That it ain't doing no numbers, bro. There ain't enough people in Nebraska to make that have made that uh like a like a big pay-per-view. O'Malley a bigger star than Canelo. Oh yeah, that's what's up. You drunk. Hey, block him. He drunk. He said O'Malley's a bigger star than Canelo. You just want some attention. We gonna give you the attention you want. Block the love sway. Yeah, we gonna sway your ass up out of here. Dead homies. Yeah, you want to sway, all right. Yeah, we gonna sway you up the out of here. Hey, shout out to Tom Tucker. Hey, get this bum out of here. The love sway. Woo! Diacoda got him. Thank you. Yeah, bro, it's looking ugly for Boots Ennis. Hey, Boots, man, you gotta do something, baby. Look at everybody listen. You gotta do something. Man, I'm trying to say, man. Hey, Boots, you gotta fight somebody, man. Hey, Eddie, what's popping with Boots' career? Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What the happened to you? I got the sickest vendetta. When it come to the cheddar partner, you pay with my paper, homie, and I ain't gonna let her. Bro, Eddie gotta do something, baby. He fighting Karen part 2 or vacate. Bro, look at these options. These options is trash. Bro, dead homies. I would be surprised if they come up with a good save. Because one, it's already September, and who you talking about November 9th. Who you gonna get by November 9th, especially when you don't want to pay nobody? Bruh, triple plexiglass. Bro, put Crawford next fight is going triple plexiglass. Dead homies. What is Eddie Hearn? I can't wait. We gonna see how this unfolds. I don't know what their next move is, but it's not looking good so far. You signed this, bro. I try to tell you, a lot of the promoters, they don't know how to promote niggas. You hear me? They don't know how to promote niggas. They don't know what they doing. Bro, they do not know how to promote niggas. It'd be like the most ridiculous like promotion. They're like matchroom graphic designer. They'll put Boots with a do rag. Like, hey, bro, why he got a do rag on? Why you didn't have to put that skull cap on him, bro? He on the graphic like this with the do rag with the little string hanging out, bro. Why you do that for the black fighter? Why the black fighter gotta have the Dewey on? You got Boots on the flyer with some Duke, with some wave, with some Murray's hair grease. Hey, bro, we didn't ask for this. They just do the most generic, stereotypical Boots eating church's chicken. Like, why he gotta eat chicken? Why Boots gotta eat the chicken? Like, why you put, bro? I remember Top Rank, they had Shakur, and in the background of the flyer, it looked like he was in the subway with graffiti. Why Shakur gotta get, you never did no Lomachenko graphic like this. Why Shakur in the subway like he panhandling and bro? Why is Shakur in the subway on his flyer with graffiti all sprayed in the back? Hey, bro. Yeah, they gonna put a S curl on Boots. Yeah, this will show these there. This will get him. This will win him over. They gonna put Boots on the graphic state property chain. And I got what it takes to rock the mic, right? Yeah. Still watch what you say to me, punk, because I got what it takes to. Bro, we do not need to see Boots with a state property chain. We just want to see him in a good fight. They just do cliche stuff and hope the blacks will like, oh yeah. Well, Petey Crack is walking out Boots. Well, Petey Crack, bro. Flip side. Says you quero jujero, she says she blow la la. Petey Crack, make that thing go ring. Back at your Mac and that mango ring. Bro, we don't need Boots walking out with Petey Crack. I want to see him fight somebody that I want to see him fight. I don't need him. Petey Crack, make that thing go ring. Back at your man and that mango bring. One for Petey Crack. I don't need that. Just give me a good fight. I'm good. What is Terrence Crawford's deal? Canelo or take his ball and go home? Facts. So he holds the WBA and WBO belts hostage at 54. Vacate the belt. Bud is a diva without a following or a cause. Remember, rebel without a cause. Yeah, come on, bro. Boots, he need to just train Shakur full time. It's over. Take the L out of Lover. It's over, bro. If you want to just fight Canelo or nothing, then it might be over. It might be over, bro. Because Canelo already gave you an answer for real. You just don't want to listen. Canelo already told, I what's the partner? He already told you he not really into that. He said, I don't really gain nothing. I hope Canelo asks for 300 mil to fight Boots, for to fight Bud. I hope it's ridiculous, bro. I hope Canelo asks for 300 mil just because I don't want to see the fight. I hope he, yeah, Canelo. Hey, Canelo, if you watching this, ask for 300 mil. I want to see Canelo ask for 300 mil to fight, but make it worth his while because that's a dumb fight. Doesn't represent anything. Josh Kelly's fighting at 160 against Liam. Bro, I'm telling you, the landscape for Boots is looking shaky. But y'all said that Eddie Hearn was gonna be this miracle worker and get Boots popping. And I asked you the day it came out, the day I got out of jail was a month problem to be where you was from. I asked you the day Boots signed, what is Eddie Hearn going to be able to deliver for him? He doesn't have a strong arm over 47 or 54. You're working with Turkey, but all of your fights are falling apart for 500K or less, or you're not successfully winning purse bids. That is questionable. You guys said that this duo in boxing has billions of dollars to lose. Why can't they get none of the fights done? And here's the other thing. Listen to what Turkey said. Pay-per-view should be 20 to $15. If you were successfully earning on pay-per-view, what person that's a businessman is going to say that? Let's reduce the price, but people are paying the price. Ask yourself these questions. They say I talk a little fast, you listen real fast. I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. I'm gonna say it again. If you were if you had success on pay-per-view, why would you just randomly say, let's reduce this price to make it fair for the fans? If you were winning on pay-per-view, make that make sense. When would that ever happen where a company is making bread and they like McDonald's? They put out the Big Mac, and if anything, it goes in the opposite direction. The Big Mac gets more and more expensive. If the demand for the Big Mac becomes greater, the price goes up because now we're selling more, which takes more like ingredients. We go through the lettuce and the pickles faster because more people are buying Big Macs. We go through the spread, the secret sauce faster. We're going through buns faster. So what happens is usually the opposite. They'll start charging you more, like Netflix. Netflix, they kind of cornered the market in that arena. They got good movies and stuff. So the price keeps going up on Netflix. They're not like, when does Netflix ever came out and sent you an email say, "Hey, we want to make it easier on the fans, and we instead of charge you 13.99 a month, we want to give you the same benefits for 6.99." It doesn't happen. Capitalism. We live in a capitalistic society. Nobody is going to have a formula that's winning and the supply is there, the demand is there, and then they just reverse it and say, "Nah, man, we want y'all to get Netflix and enjoy it. We want all families to be able to enjoy Netflix. So we taking our price down to 3.99." Get out of here, bro. And you guys are so dumb you fall for it. The reality is what's going to happen is fights that should have never been on pay-per-view, like Shakur and Cordova or whatever, they're going to give it to you for 15, $20 and be like, "Oh, see, we could have charged you 60. We could have charged you 80, but now you get Shakur versus coronavirus 19 for the 15." You don't see the play? Listen, I'm going to say it again cuz some people they act like they don't understand. Nobody in business is going to have something that's successful and then all of a sudden say, "I'm going to start giving it to you for cheaper." It's pretty stupid, pretty self explanatory. So, what will happen is fights that you didn't even want, fights that you didn't even request for pay per view, like Shakur versus coronavirus, right? They're going to charge you $15 for that card or $20 and be like, "Hey, it's a steal." Oldest trick in the book, bro. But the reality is no one asked for that fight. And Shakur is not a pay-per-view star. So you're just, if anything, it is making it worse because you're watering down the game. Shakur is not at this point ready for pay-per-view unless he's on the B side to Tank or something. Say it one more time for the slow people in the back of the class. I'm giving y'all the play. I'm showing you the setup. What happens when there's no time in business where something is working and it's making you a lot of money and you're a business, so you need money to continue being in business. And then they just say out of nowhere, we want to give it to you for there has to be some kind of catch. So I'm telling you what the catch is. The catch is you'll see fights like that shouldn't be pay-per-view in the States, and then maybe they're $15 in the States. But you could have just put it on regular DAZN. You could have just gave it to us for free. That's what I'm saying. It could have just been a fight for free, but then now you're trying to justify charging us 25 bucks or 20 bucks or whatever. No. It's like a Jedi mind trick. I seen this one time at a I was looking for some furniture. And the thing with me is I'm very meticulous, as you guys can see from how I deliver the boxing. But I went to the furniture store. I was in the market for whatever, a bed frame and a mattress. So I took pictures when I was in the furniture store. And then the worker was like, "Oh, I'll let you know when we have a sale coming up if you give us the number." So I did it. They called me back weeks later and they're like, "We have a major sale," right? And they were like 50% off. And I was still in the market for the mattress and the bed frame and possibly a dresser or whatever. So I was like, "Man, 50% off? Cool." So I went back down there. You know what they did? The furniture store hiked the manufacturer price up and took 50% off of that and said, "Hey, it's 50% off." But in actuality, I had pictures in my phone. The prices were all cheaper without the 50% off, but then they marked them to the manufacturer price, then said you're getting 50% off, and it was still more than when I initially seen it. You guys peep the setup? Say you have a sale that's 50% off, but then you hike the prices up. So 50% off of a hiked up price is still more than what you couldn't sell it for 2 weeks ago when it wasn't on sale at the regular price. It's the same thing here with this boxing stuff. Shakur versus Joe Cordina should not be a pay-per-view at all. So you talking about 15, $20, it should be $0 because it's really not a card that, in my opinion, deserves a paywall behind it. So they're acting like they're benefiting you by making it 15, 20 to entice you, but realistically, it should be something like ESPN on their regular network probably has Keyshawn Davis versus Gustavo Lemos coming up, and Brian Norman's on the card. Keyshawn Davis is Shakur's little bro. He's fighting a legit better person than Shakur. There's no justification for it. Gustavo Lemos is a rated guy who just fought at 140 versus Richardson Hitchens and gave him all that he could handle. And now Keyshawn's about to fight him. So that means Top Rank is giving you a fight for it's not going to cost $20, and they're putting Brian Norman on the card, and it's a hometown Keyshawn card, and Keyshawn's fighting a better opponent than his big bro Shakur Stevenson. That's facts. That's big facts. So that's what I'm saying. It's all cap. They do that on Black Friday. Absolutely. Because you want to incentivize the people and make them feel like they're getting a deal where really not. That's a great addition. They definitely do that on Black Friday for sure. Bro, the zone, they need some help. They need some major help. Like, name a fight that you truly want to see on Shakur Cordina card. Honestly, y'all know that card's trash, man. Stop playing. Name a fight that you really want to see. I'll wait. Tank versus Ryan Garcia. No, I'm talking about a fight on Shakur's card. You just saying random stuff. So yeah, I'm not impressed with this boot stuff. I don't even know what his next move will be. But even if he vacates, he's going against what he said he wanted. You're gonna vacate your belt? You said you wanted to unify. So how is getting rid of your belt helping you unify? So you're basically Eddie Hearn by not winning this purse bid is rushing him out of the division. Turkey puts names on undercard. People say he's saving boxing, bro. And the funny thing is, people hating, like for real. People are complaining like, "Oh, Canelo Berlanga." I think Canelo knocks out Berlanga, but Berlanga, he's doing a good job of trash talking. He got power. He's big. I don't think he beats Canelo, but I think that fight could get brutal. Like I think we get a knockout there. Put it that way. I think we'll see a knockout. And then you got Danny Garcia, Edislani Lada, and Caleb Plant and Rolly on the card. But then Shakur versus Coronavirus with Chris Eubank and Camille says Meta. That's what y'all like? Man, stop. Turkey just Turkey wants eyes to the dang sport. Listen, the biggest thing with this whole Riyadh season, you can't just come in and drop money and then it don't make sense. You don't have no like succession plan. You don't have no plan of attack. Like, put it this way. See, I didn't want to have to do this, but y'all made me. I'll destroy any of y'all right now. I'm gonna ask you a question. Name an American that fought on a Riyadh season card that they actually bubbled up. And by bubbled up, I mean like they did better than what they previously were doing by participating in a Riyadh season card. Hold on, because y'all want to play games with me. Let me repeat it. Name a American fighter who did better after being on a Riyadh season card. So they were an American fighter. Their profile was right here. But then after that American fought on a Riyadh season card, their profile went from here to up here. Name the person. Y'all said it was going to be easy. I don't know boxing. It should be easy. Y'all should be coming up with a bunch of names right now. I said, oh my gosh, I told y'all I'd destroy y'all. You foolish mortals cannot with me. I'm destroying y'all. Riyadh season has had a couple of cards. The question is simple. Name an American that got an excessive boost by being on a Riyadh season card. Like their profile just blew up after that. Hello, can y'all hear me? They say it's crickets. I told you I'll destroy you. All y'all say, "Oh, ego, you're wrong. I disagree." All right, disagree with these nuts and tell me the answer to what I just said. Disagree with these nuts. Y'all can't. Y'all want to disagree because you want me to be wrong, but then show me the person. Show me somebody who's American that they profile went from like an unknown and they just like now all of a sudden they got popping after appearing on the Riyadh season. Because here's the thing, I can tell you whose profile took a hit that was American after being on a muff Riyadh season card, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was on two Riyadh season cards, and then he fought Joseph Parker, and he lost almost every round, got hurt in the fight, like round 8 or 9, he got hurt like this, and then they put him in with Zelle Zhang, who's 300 pounds, so he was coming off of a loss where he didn't look tight. He didn't get his standard knockout. He didn't really hurt Parker good enough, right? He didn't hurt Parker more than Joe Joyce hurt Parker or Zhilei Zhang hurt Parker. So you took Wilder, who was a built brand name in America, you put him with Parker, he lose every round and get clipped. Then you put him in with Zhilei Zhang, he get knocked out. And now we haven't really heard from Wilder too much. That's one. Ray Ford, Top Rank, put him in a fight of the year versus that. I forgot dude's name off the top of my head, but he was in the fight of the year and he hurt him and knocked him out in the last round. And people are like, "Ooh, Ray Ford can fight." Riyadh season, they put him in with Nick Ball and he lose and then move up in weight, and we ain't seen Ray Ford since. That's two. Okay. Y'all said it was gonna be easy. Y'all said y'all could defeat me. Y'all said I don't know boxing. Okay. That's two people. Wilder's profile, back-to-back losses. Back-to-back losses. And the second by knockout. Ray Ford lost his belt to some unknown UK Nick Bollocks or whatever. And then he moved up in weight. Jared Big Baby Anderson was on the Riyadh season card. He was thought to be the next American heavyweight champion. He even got the Tyson Fury cosign. He fights this big grizzly bear looking muff from wherever, Ghana, wherever, Congo, wherever, I forgot where he's from. He's African, Martin Bacoli. And then Big Baby Anderson's head looked like he finna snap off the bone when he getting hit with uppercuts. That's three. He's from Congo. Absolutely. So I just named three. So two in the heavyweight, Wilder and Jared Anderson, their stock took a dramatic hit being on that card because they got knocked out. Ray Ford lost his belt after he just gained momentum being on Top Ranks card. Okay, let me get to Kamal Oz. Let me see what he said. Kamal said 20. Let's go. They lied. Said PBC cards, all of them will be pay-per-view. We're getting a good fight between Tim Tszyu and Murder Zyloff, Amazon Prime. Turkey has Jai Opataya in a mismatch instead of unifying with Zordo Ramirez. Facts. And Dan talking Zordo Billiam Smith, but who cares? Facts. Shout out to Kamal Oz. That's what I'm saying. Y'all not asking the real. So I've already went over 3 American fighters who their careers have been set back by even being on a Riyadh season card. Deontay Wilder, 2 losses, 1 by stoppage. Jared Anderson, nasty. He's no longer undefeated. Nasty KO, where he got dropped 3 times to Martin Bacoli. And then Ray Ford, who was in a competitive fight, but his face was all cut up and he lost his belt. That's 3. Andy Ruiz, Mexican-American. This man had a brand and was talking about getting back in the title contention for a heavyweight bout. Who wants to see Andy Ruiz versus Usyk when you fought Gerald Miller and you looked out of breath in 2 rounds? So I feel like Andy Ruiz's stock dropped. I know he said his hand was messed up, but I'm just going off the performance you gave us. So again, I'm asking, what American even did well on a card? I can keep going. We ain't done enough. Ammo Williams. Ammo Williams. Undefeated black fighter, I believe from Houston. He was a power guy. You put him in with a effing 6'2" Muslim uh Hermes Shayez or whatever the dude, Hamza. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I forgot. And he get knocked out. Hamza Shiraz. So Ammo Williams was another Eddie Hearn toy who was undefeated. He looked like he had like a mental breakdown on the week of the fight, and you still let him fight, and he get knocked out. Bro, that's like 4 or 5 fighters I easily name. Ruiz, Wilder, Jared Anderson, Ray Ford, Ammo Williams. That's 5 fighters at least. Now you have Turkey said he want to work with Jaron Ennis, but he doesn't want to make. He said the fight with Crawford would be good, but we're not interested in it. Now Eddie's losing purse bids, can't get unifications done, just to blame Brian Norman for it all. And Jaron Ennis has a difficult choice: either fight in Germany against a guy no one wants to see you fight, or don't unify and vacate your belt. Kamal Oz said Gerald Miller fought on Riyadh season card and got knocked smooth out by Daniel Dubois. And then Daniel Dubois goes on to get the Joshua bag. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like torturous for American fighters. These matches aren't looking like, so that's what I'm saying. You can't just willy-nilly. That I'm so glad, shout out to Kamal Oz, he added that. So you done got Wilder slaughtered on the card, Ray Floyd slaughtered on the card, lost his belt. Jared Big Baby Anderson slaughtered on the card. Gerald Miller slaughtered. He was like 300 plus pounds slaughtered by Dubois in a card. Boots, you can't get a unification. Maybe he has to give up his belt, purse bid. And y'all talking about, oh, you saving boxing. Where y'all see that? Where do y'all see? Then you got Shakur fighting at goddamn 2 p.m. after back-to-back criticism in his last 2 fights against a guy coming off a loss where he was stopped in Joe Coronavirus. Yeah, tell me how Eddie Hearn is helping American fighters again. You had David Morrell, he didn't lose, but he fought on that Riyadh season and he didn't get the knockout. But on PBC, he was looking spectacular, knocking dudes out and putting on good performances. But then he messed around and go on that Riyadh season card, and then he just looked mid. He didn't look as good as he had been looking. So that's what I'm saying. There's no like real rhyme or reason to none of these fights. You're not helping nobody in America. I'm American. I care about Americans. Let's go. It's an election year too. Yeah, let's go. Tell me about some Americans. Yeah. What are you doing for the profile of any American? Tell me what American got the profile boost and like they on their way to Gervonta Davis levels of stardom from teaming up with these people. Then, oh my God, shout out to Kamal is body, bro, body yada 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 yada. Bro, then you got Richardson Hitchens. He's Liam Paro's mandatory, and then Eddie Hearn ain't even mentioning that. He talking about Devin Haney might get it. Then you got Devin Haney who worked with Eddie Hearn and got slaughtered by Ryan Garcia. Tell me what. So every American is getting cooked on DAZN. Devin Haney is at the worst part of his whole career. He was making good progress, undisputed, did some cool things, a lightweight, Lomachenko close, looked great versus Regis Prograis. Then he fight Ryan Garcia. Ryan started hooking off on him. Ah, ah, bro. Ryan started level hooking this man face off. Yes. start hooking the man face off, and then Devin fighting at carnivals now. Like, what y'all talking about, bro? And then that's just the Americans. We just talk about the Americans. Okay. I just told you about the Americans with Eddie Hearn. What about the other people like Kalnacki that's Polish and he got with Eddie Hearn and fought a drug dude? The dude cooked him, knocked him out, and he was on drugs. So hold on. Listen, y'all try to take Boxingego down. It's like Nino Brown. There's going to be a whole lot of people that go down because this is bigger than Nino Brown. You put Kalnacki, PBC had him, and you work with Kalnacki. You put him in with that couscous dude, Cusimano, and he knocked Kalnacki out. And then he later tested positive, so he was juice head. So he was on juice. So Kalnacki got his brains battered by a cheater for no reason. And then Kalnacki got knocked out again. So Devin fighting at the circus. I mean, he at the carnival. Devin doing Chuck E. Cheese fights now. Wilder is going through like breakups, back-to-back losses on his own cards. Ray Ford lost his belt. Well, like who benefited from this? I gave you the Americans. We not. What about Subriel Matias? He was doing good on PBC. He was the boogeyman. You sent him to Puerto Rico, and they was like, Wepa, Boricua, Boricua. And you got him cooked by Liam Paro, a guy that he cool, but he ain't had no big brand. So you just got him bodied in Puerto Rico. Bro, you got him bodied in Puerto Rico. Bro, dead homies, everything I'm saying is true. Dead homies. You took the man to Puerto Rico to get bodied his first fight with Matchroom. Richardson Hitchens, yes, he left Mayweather Promotions. He gets with you and fights Lemos, and he in the do or die fight. Some people are like, you lost. And then now he probably not getting Liam Paro because I don't ever hear Eddie Hearn talking about Liam Paro. How the mandatory don't get Liam Paro? Okay. Then Eddie Hearn did the 5 versus 5 with Frank Warren and got skunked. He was 0-5. And y'all say I don't know boxing. Okay. Bro, it's looking shaky. And now Jaron Ennis, your biggest American signing ever, right? What are you doing for him? You had Danny Jacobs. You put him in there. See, bro, it goes deep. I gets deep. Eddie Hearn signed Danny Jacobs. It was cool for a minute when he was getting Canelo and stuff. Then you start putting him on DAZN with Gay Rosado. People were saying he lost a fight. Then he loses to John Ryder in London or wherever y'all, Manchester, wherever y'all was at. Some UK. Oh yeah, mate, you're slagging on John Ryder. Did it, mate? He did it. What you? Oh, don't you know you cheese in him, mate? Bro, you got Danny Jacobs cooked, and then now he losing to Shane Mosley's son on a Golden Boy card and retire. Tell me what Eddie Hearn has done to grow somebody. And this is going pretty far back. He worked with Kell Brook, damn near got the man's eyes knocked out the. Bro, you ever play billiards? You play pool and you hit the ball and then the eyes go in the corner pockets? Bro, Eddie Hearn had Kell Brook eyes in the corner pockets. He had Kell Brook looking like an iguana after that goddamn Triple G and Errol Spence back-to-back fight. This man don't care. Bro, Kell Brook, he was in shape. He was like, so basically I got my chocolate right hand brownie and really me and Eddie, Dominic Engel, me and the chocolate right hand brownie, realistically. And then you had him take a stupid Triple G fight and his eye got cooked. Boom, corner pocket. Then you put him in with a hungry Errol Spence. His other eye get cooked. And what did that do for Kell Brook? He never been the same since. His eyes finna fall out. Then when Canelo was over there, Canelo's whole stock, everybody hated all of his fights on DAZN, minus a couple maybe. Man, it's looking ugly. Y'all look stupid. I look great. What else is new? Shout out to Kamal Oz. Bro, Kamal, they look stupid. We look amazing, per usual. You said Ego's Army was wrong. You said Boxingego was wrong. You said Kamal was wrong. Y'all look stupid. I look amazing. Ego's Army looks amazing. Kamal looks amazing. And you look stupid. I love my life. Kamal says Subriel Matias is American too and loses in a voluntary. Yeah, I brought that up. First fight away from PBC, he get cooked at home. Who asked for Matias and Paro? That's what I'm saying. Like, where's the rematch clause? Just like Tevin Farmer never got his rematch with JoJo, he should have made Haney versus Matias two Americans. Ooh, come on, that boy cooking. That boy cooking. Bro, even Crawford. Now, Crawford fought on a Riyadh season card. Crawford did the best out of all the people mentioned. So let's say that. Crawford didn't like get embarrassed or nothing like that. But I will say, all things considered, Crawford's stock did not grow. Like his peak Crawford is Errol Spence. Everybody loved the performance. He dropped and stopped the man that was undefeated. And you did the biggest live gate, the biggest purse. To follow that up with Ishmael, Mishmael, or whatever, all these dudes they fighting Madrimovs and stuff. And then Crawford looks human in that fight at best. It doesn't benefit Crawford. Like before the fight, people were like, "Oh, I want to see Crawford versus Canelo." After he looked human versus Madrimov, people were like, I don't know. 168 might be too much for Crawford. So you hurt Crawford's stock too, making that stupid fight. He had Tevin Farmer turn down 2 million to fight Tank on Showtime pay-per-view. Facts. And then he fought on 500K on DAZN, lost, and never fought for Eddie again. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys keep saying Eddie's the best promoter. He got all the money and Turkey got all. Where are you guys seeing this? You had Wilder as your team captain, and then he got knocked out the next day. How does that benefit Wilder? Wilder was on the verge of another payday with Jared Big Baby, Big Baby Anderson or Anthony Joshua. Now we never got the Anthony Joshua fight. I doubt we get the Jared Anderson. And even if we get Jared Anderson and Wilder, who cares? They both got knocked out in their last fight. Who wants to even see that? That's what I said. You guys are suckers. You guys are sellouts. You guys have no backbone. And you try to make it like I'm the bad guy. Like what I'm saying don't make sense. And you know it makes sense. Turkey coming in and just dropping a bunch of money, that's cool. But what benefit is this when there's no long-term vision? Same thing with Pitbull Cruz. Bro, Pitbull was on the verge of a Tank rematch. You just lost to El Rayo. So now you probably won't get the Tank rematch. You see what I'm saying? So like, who's benefiting from the Riyadh season card? They losing money. The star people, Ruiz, Wilder, Pitbull, all these stars are losing and losing their stock. All the Americans is losing or stock is dropping. I don't see what you better hope Anthony Joshua knock out Daniel Dubois. If Daniel Dubois beat in Anthony Joshua, it's going to be ugly. Oh my gosh. I don't really have a say one way or another. I think that's a winnable fight for both. But if Joshua get beat, because they're already like, oh, Joshua versus Fury. Oh, bro, he got to get past Daniel Dubois first. They don't have there's no vision for this. There's no vision. Like, this is what happens when you have people who are spending money, but they don't have they don't have no skin in the game. Because Turkey don't have his own roster. So you don't care about like building the champion and developing the champion, waiting for the champion to um, develop and build their confidence. Now they're ready for the big moment. You just willy nilly making any match because you're throwing around money right now and losing money, but there's no long term vision for this, right? Where it's like anything you could think of. That's why boxing doesn't work like that. Any match you can think of, let's just make it, and then let's see if we can get it done. So you like Shakur versus William Zepeda. The fight is okay at best. The fight is okay. But then what's going to happen is if you get to that fight, you're going to end up knocking somebody off of the pivot. Like William Zepeda is young, so if he just get outboxed and lose, then what? You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, this is what's wrong with boxing. I'm trying to tell y'all. On top of that, what's making it worse is you're not even developing fighters, and then fighters are taking L's, but they're not developed. So the money doesn't even make sense because the person hasn't even developed a brand. So at best, it's a fight for a hardcore fan. Like, be real. Jaron Ennis versus Brian Norman, it's a good fight for boxing fans, but it's not, you would never put it in the same breath of Mayweather Cotto, Mayweather versus Ricky Hatton, Mayweather versus Mosley, Mayweather Canelo. So that's what's stifling. You got people who are so desperate to be players, they're just throwing around money and making random matches, but there's no star build. There's no, there's no real Brian Norman and Jaron Ennis. Neither one of them has really done a sensational amount. So it'll never be like Mayweather fighting Cotto. We respected Cotto by the time Mayweather fought him. We respected Floyd by the time Cotto fought him. Same thing with Canelo. By the time Canelo fought Cotto, he had already fought Austin Trout, Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather, Alfredo El Perro Angulo, right? Erislandy Lara. So the Cotto came after that. He had already developed. He had already fought out. Canelo had already fought Alfonso Gomez. He had already had the training wheels fights in Mexico. You see what I'm saying? So by the time he fights Cotto, Cotto's up here, at the end of his career, and then Canelo's on his way up, lost to Floyd, tough fight, Lada. So the money makes sense. You put that fight on HBO pay-per-view. Brian Norman isn't where Cotto was. He isn't where Canelo was, and neither is Jaron Boots Ennis. So the reality is you have two guys who haven't really done stuff, and then you're trying to sell it as a super fight. It's not how it works, bro. It's not how it works. And then we're talking about, like, for me, I want to see Boots versus Crawford, but I told you after I watched Boots versus Avanesian, and after I watched Crawford versus Avanesian, Crawford has so much years of experience on this man. Boots will have to fight amazingly because Crawford is just super seasoned, and Boots was getting touched. He was getting touched by David Avanesian. Crawford knock your kufi off. Real talk. So to be honest, I don't know. It's just Bud got touched too. Yeah, but Bud, I mean, he wasn't really get like. Well, first of all, the problem with that argument is this: Bud fought the version of David Avanesian before he knocked him out. So that's the error with your argument. When Bud fought Avanesian, a lot of people didn't give it a lot of credit, including myself. They were because I've seen Avanesian lose before live. I seen him live lose to Lamont Peterson. So here's the thing: Crawford fought the version that had beaten Josh Kelly, beaten Kermit Lajaraga, and stuff like that, and then Crawford fought him. and destroyed him as soon as he opened up. So you're like, "Oh, Crawford got touched too." But yeah, Crawford also sat the man down and hit him with the silencer. Boots got the version that got tore up by Crawford. See, you guys want triangle theories, but then you want to omit certain facts. Boots fought the version that got bodied by Crawford. So you can't say like, "Oh, but Crawford was getting touched." Crawford fought the fresher version of Avanesian. Boots fought the version of Avanesian that was one fight removed from getting decimated by Terrence Crawford. So you gotta put that into perspective. I don't know, man. I'm really feeling like there's something is like more than meets the eye or something, because some people are. It's like they're more. I feel like Eddie Hearn is more content. He's more content selling the narrative of the boogeyman rather than making the fight. That's why he uses the media. You see what I'm saying? That like Eddie Hearn is a spin doctor. So he rather, instead of really getting the deal done with Brian Norman, he rather talk about the failed deal with Brian Norman on a UK YouTube channel. So to me, that's more about selling selling something. Oh, hold on, come on. I didn't see it. Hold on. I probably missed it. All right, Kamal sent $5. He said, "Are we even guaranteed Shakur Zapata? Zapata allegedly was out until 2025 with the birth of his kid. Now he's fighting Cambosis, which is a better fight than Joe COVID." I agree with that. Shout out to Kamal Oz again. Yeah, listen to what I'm saying, people. Please get the likes up, but just hear me out. Hear me out what I'm saying. I feel like if you pay attention, a lot of this stuff with Eddie Hearn, it is more about explaining away why the fight didn't happen or why it fell through, as opposed to making the fight happen. And I told you that from the beginning. Like Eddie will rather do 1,000 videos talking about Brian Norman's team is stupid and trying to denigrate them and say he'll never make this money. Bro, Eddie Hearn, he's like a posh and pompous British guy. You know what I mean? Oh, he'll never make this type of money. How you know that? How you know Brian that he's like 23? How you know what type of money he'll make in the future? That sounds stupid. Bro, that's what I'm saying. People are selling you something and a lot of you guys are too foolish to see it. How can Eddie Hearn, if he knew so much, then he would know that Joshua would lose to Ruiz and wouldn't have made the fight. So how can you determine a fighter's future pay and they're only 23 years old? How do you know what Brian Norman is capable of earning in the future or how top rank, what they'll be able to navigate for him? How do you know that? So to me, it's like it becomes political. It's like a smear campaign. Your goal is to uplift Boots and drag Brian Norman and senior Brian Norman Sr., drag their name down because you're trying to sell that Boots is the boogeyman and just nobody wants to fight him. To show the ineptitude and the failure in you're not getting him the fights. You can't secure him the fights, so it becomes a scapegoat and a patsy. You have to explain to somebody why you can't do it and you don't want to, like, narcissistically, you don't want to take the blame. You don't want to take the blame for not being able to deliver, so you have to blame somebody that's not yourself. You lose the purse bid over 500K. You lose a unification over 500K. But then you guys say that Turkey and Eddie got endless deep pockets. It doesn't make sense. Endless deep pockets, but you're a better fight that's a unification with Norman, you let it slide and let it get away for 500K. You let a purse bid get away for 500K. What do you want? Is DAZN giving Matchroom a lower budget? Hearn losing purse bids to unknown promoters. Listen, I'm gonna explain it to you guys. DAZN is like a bad parent. A bad parent let the kid get away with anything. They want their pacifier, they want their binky, they cry for it. If you allow that behavior and allow and reward bad behavior, then what do you have? You got a 3-year-old who's a monster. You have a 4-year-old who's unruly because you're a bad parent. As a bad parent, you just allow anything, then imagine if you allow your kids to run around the house screaming bloody murder. Now the day you have a headache and you want them to actually keep it down, you've already trained this behavior from your kids. So they're not going to keep it down because there's been no rules and no order. They're jumping off the walls, writing with crayons and markers on the walls and screaming. This is what you have allowed. So as it relates to the zone is the number one culprit in modern boxing responsible for these inflated fighter purses that do not make sense based on statistics, numbers, you know, deal points, and things like that. Like paying Tevin Farmer, and I'm not saying this to like slight nobody, but paying Tevin Farmer 1.5 million for this fight and paying Mikey Garcia 7 million, 9 million to fight Jesse Vargas. You created the inflation and now the money's not as free flowing and now the monster you created fighters are demanding more and wanting more but then you can't deliver. Like how are you able to give Mikey Garcia 7, 8, 9 million dollars to fight Jesse Vargas when DAZN first came out, but then you're letting Brian Norman Boots fight dissipate over 500K. So DAZN created this inflation, and now they've been forced to be more realistic and have like more of a budget instead of losing money willy nilly. Especially with I told you Crawford Madrimov. They saying that fight lost $10 million. If the fight was a success, like you guys said, if it was a success, why wouldn't they be like throwing money at Boots? Like, let's do it again. Success begets success. Like as an entrepreneur, you're going to be more emboldened the more successes you have, right? Like if you start this business, business A, and then it's like business booming, that's going to empower you to start business B. You're like, okay, and then this is working. Then you're going to get into real estate. Now, before you know it, you diversify. You got all these like businesses working behind the scenes. But if business A is failing, maybe you're more tentative about business B. I'm trying to tell you how this stuff works. It's highly concerning that the people who say have so much money are letting good fights get away for 500K when you have unlimited money to waste allegedly. Eddie Hearn set up Mikey Garcia against Sandor Martin. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, no American has really thrived. No, no one has really thrived. Boots and Shakur are going to learn the hard way. Enjoy. Bro, I'm telling you, I don't believe in the shortcuts. The shortcuts is weak. Like you have to Floyd Mayweather was certified. Pretty Boy Floyd had a whole era before he became Money Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So he was already certified. It's what it is. He was certified before the big paychecks came, like the great big paychecks. He wasn't getting $100 million checks to fight Gennaro Hernandez and to fight Manfredi and Philip Nadal. You know what I mean? It came over time. This new generation, I really feel like they just want it right away. Like, hey, I should be making this much. But you got to sacrifice instant gratification. This is just life. This ain't even boxing. Sacrifice instant gratification for the long term of things, right? Like, hey, if I work at this job, they're going to pay me more per hour, but there's less room to grow. What they're paying me now, I'm pretty much at the upper echelon of if they get raises, there's no higher. I'm at my ceiling versus this job is not going to pay me as much per hour, but there's more room for growth. And once I get to a certain level, then I can be making this money where I'll be stifled at this job. So, as a business minded person, you got to be able to kind of prioritize and say, do I want a lot of spending money right away? Or do I want to invest some energy and time and do it the right way, the longer scenic route? And then it'll all make sense for me. Like, imagine my YouTube channel if I had done it another way. Imagine if I came out with some mad, crazy gimmick and I was just doing something gimmicky like pranks or something. That's cool, but then people get tired. Like Ice JJ Fish. Anybody know Ice JJ Fish? Imagine if that was my shtick. Is I can't sing and I was doing video. Oh, it's so it's about it, yeah. And I'm just singing like Ice JJ Fish. It's cool while it's cool, but then after nobody's trying to hear that no more, and now you don't have no career versus Boxing Ego, I did it the right way. I did it a long term way. I didn't come out with no crazy gimmick or juggling or, you know, Ice JJ Fish. Ice JJ is a legend. I mean, he can be a legend, but he's driving Uber. He a legendary Uber driver now. I seen the video. So yeah, I mean, it was cool. I was cool, but now you driving Uber, and it ain't nothing wrong with driving Uber. But I'm just saying you couldn't sustain that long term. So yeah, enjoy that Uber. Hope you're a 5-star driver. Shout out to Kamal Oz. Eddie Hearns set up Mikey against. Oh, I already read that. So yeah, I never worry about shortcuts. I don't care about shortcuts. Shortcuts ain't gonna get me where I need long term. So then it's not worth it. I want the long term of things. That was real ASF dropping gems. So what I do, man. Yeah, I don't believe in shortcuts. Y'all know that about me. Like at the end of the day, you got to know what you want to be and like put some groundwork into it. People like I see it with Gen Z a lot. A lot of these TikTokers, they just doing stuff for the moment, moaning in people's ear. Bro, I promise you, moan in my ear and we gonna see. I promise like that's not a threat. Take it how you want. If anybody come in my ear, no diddy, and moan in my ear, then we gonna see what happens next. That's all I'll say. Like all that gimmicky stuff is cool, but what you gonna be when you 35, 45? You gonna be moaning in people's ear for views? That like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no longevity in that. There's no longevity in moaning in people's ears for clicks at the grocery store. You can't be doing that when you 60 just moaning in people's ears for looks. Sandor Martin literally retired American Mikey Garcia. Mikey got paid 7 mil for that fight. That's what I'm saying. The zone is responsible for this inflation. They are responsible for it. These crazy overpayments that don't make sense, that you was definitely gonna lose money. That's not a way to build a star in boxing. It says Turkey Al Sheikh gonna do Latinos night. Man, I'm done. Whatever. They just They just throwing ish at a wall, hoping something stick. Turkey doing Latinos night. What is that? What is he gonna do that on Taco Tuesday? That don't even oh whatever. Enjoy. I said what I said. It said Latinos night. I'll read it to you. I just hanged up the phone with my friend Oscar De La Hoya. We had a long talk, therefore I decided the cards of Latinos night in Riyadh season with our partner Golden Boy will be free on TV networks and platforms all around the world. Any TV network or platform and cable interested in this event, kindly connect with us. Bro, this man is soliciting television networks on Twitter. We care about boxing fans for that this card free. Whatever, bro. Golden Boy got like 3 fighters. What is Latinos night? Who you gonna put on there? Come on, bro. Ryan is suspended and he ain't fighting on Latinos night for crumbs. So what like oh, I'm so done, bro. What are you gonna even do for Latinos night? Please let me know. Who? Alexis Rocha and who? Oscar Duarte and who? Like who's gonna be on this card? And you're like reaching out to networks via a tweet. I'm out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Shout out to everybody. We'll see what happens next for Boots.